What is up, guys? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty. And before you end up choosing a builder and starting the process to build a brand new home this month, I want to take you through some of the more popular builders in the area and show you exactly what they have going on right now with their current incentives, because all of them have some amazing, insane deals. And ultimately, I want you to have the most information possible so you make the right decision that is going to fit your style, your budget, your needs. And one of the things that I want you to be aware of that most people don't know, because it is in fine print, is you can get representation from me through the building process at no additional charge. Why is that? Because all of these builders offer some form of compensation fee, what they call a realtor referral fee, that they give us for bringing you to them signing a contract. And this money is already built into the home's price. So they are not tacking on extra. It's already there. They're just taking less out of their profit. When I bring you to them, we sit down, sign the contract, and go from there. And this is an amazing thing too, because the reps, they're all amazing people. I deal with all of them on a consistent basis. I'm constantly talking to them, and they work for the builder. So their best interest is in the builder, not necessarily yours. They're focused on making sure they do what is right for you, but they work for the builders. Whereas someone like me, I will be working for you. So let's jump right into this, and we're going to start with Drees Homes. They still have their Build and Bloom sales event going on right now. And what it is you can end up getting rates starting at 5.99%. That is insane for a new build, because new construction builds are always higher than the current rates. So that's roughly around 1% less, instead of, let's say, like 1.5%, higher than this, like 0.5% higher than your normal mortgage rate. This is going to be qualified buyers who contract to buy a quick move-in home from May 1st to the 31st, close by June 30th. You can take advantage of this. So these are their spec homes that they are building, but they have incentives for picking out the home that you want and picking the lot that you want. But this is a great option to end up having, and it is a 30-year fixed rate. So it's not, a variable that's going to go up. It's not like a 2-1 buy down where every year it's going to continue to move back up to that max amount. Now, here's the nice part. You can save your way up to $30,000. Of course, they have the asterisks that are right there. We'll look at that in a second. And right now, they're making it easy to build your home. They give you $30,000 in financing assistance or design center upgrades when you contract to build between May 1st and 31st. And you finance with First Equity Mortgage. That's the company that they're affiliated with for their banking. This is also the same way of how you are going to end up getting this 599 if you choose to purchase one of their spec homes that they have built. You always got to go through whatever lender the builders are dealing with to get these incentives. Now, as we look here, this is for the fixed rate of 599. Okay, it is valid only on firm non-contingent purchase agreement for eligible owner-occupied quick move-in homes accepted from the 1st through the 31st that close by June 30th with First Equity Mortgage. That's what I was talking about. And the APR is based on a conventional 30-year fixed rate mortgage on owner-occupied one-unit home with a sales price of $500,000. It varies. Okay, they're throwing this out here. A 760 credit score, which it's not perfect. It's a really good one. It is up there, but it's not, a 780 that's needed. And 20% down payment. And it does not consider any other loan-specific finance charges you may be required to pay. Rate applies to conventional loans only and cannot exceed conventional limits. High balance, VA, USDA adjustable rate, and jumbo loans are excluded. So it has to be a conventional loan only is when they give it to you. Now for the $30,000, that is valid firm non-contingent purchase agreements for build-to-order homes accepted by Drees for the month of May. Incentive may be used towards Drees Home Design Center, credit, or financing assistance. Cannot be combined with any other promotional incentive. Now, when they mean financing assistance, that could be closing costs, that could be your rate buy down of some sort. It could be used in multiple ways. And that is something that you're going to want to speak with the lender directly to see what would be the best choice for you, because it may be better to pay for the upgrades in the mortgage and use the $30,000 towards closing costs and or prepaids, buy downs, like things of that sort to kind of adjust the interest rate that is there. Now, as we jump over to Pulte homes, it is pretty standard for the most part. First and foremost, I want to point out right now, North Royalton is getting a brand new development coming in, which is huge. North Royalton is a very popular area, and like Cuyahoga County in itself is kind of running out of room for new homes. So this is fantastic, and prices are coming soon, but I just want to click on this really quick because this is something that is new, it is opening fall of this year. You can join the rate, and what they are going to do is they are going to essentially get everything ready to go right now. And when they open in fall, that's not necessarily meaning that the model home is going to be open. It could just mean that it's going to actually start the process. So they are going to have that's going on. That's Valley Vista, and it's super easy. You literally just click on it, you click join interest list, and they are going to set you up on email and kind of show you what's going on. And as you see, as we cycle through it, they're showing you that there's Target. It's North Royalton. It's not far from Strongsville on 82 area, but you're going to have formal dining room that they're saying more space for your family. Obviously, they got the Metro Parks, their rooms, luxury owner suites. As you can see here, they're going to be colonials that are put in there. But they really don't have any other information except really that. And, this couple little bit. Just optional 3-car garage. Fantastic. Full basements. That's always a plus. And that's pretty much any new home now. And then they just go into a couple amenities. There's not much on it right now. But if we click on, we're just going to go on to another development. Let's click right here. Miller's Landing. As you see, 30-year fixed rate, 5.25% for their spec homes on their available select quick move-in homes. That's the spec homes that they end up having. Again, they also have incentives towards picking out a home that you want, whatever location that you want, and getting, your home, like making the choices that you want to make. And they're all over the place. They got a ton. Del Webb is still going strong. They're selling like hotcakes right now. It is 55 and older in there. They still haven't opened it up to the public. I am waiting for that so I can get in there and my rep can allow me to get some video footage for you guys to see that. But they even have Lake Township that's going. There's so much that's coming in and a lot that they're doing. And I just want to scroll down here because it gets into their incentives that they have going on, which this is going through July 31st is what is really nice. And with the rate, again, you got to go through Pulte Mortgage, which is their own company, and application of incentives towards closing costs, including any discount points. So again, they're a little bit more like, in a sense, like hiding what they have, which I hate. I love how Drees just puts it forefront, like right out there. You're going to see the other two kind of put it right out there. But with them, 30-year fixed rate with 20% down, same stuff, but they require a 780, not a 760. So their FICO score, your credit score, is actually 20 points higher in order to get the 5.25 rate that you're going to end up getting on those spec homes. But again, they do have, incentives, money to set aside however you want, with closing costs, with your rate buy downs, whatever you see fit. It's just a little bit more difficult, and it's something that we would have to speak to one of the Pulte reps for the development, the location that you would be interested in, to see exactly what they have and how they're going to go about it. Now, another one of the big builders in the area, these next two are going to be the custom builds. We got to talk Schumacher homes, because as you see, 4.99%, 30-year fixed. That is the most insane fixed rate I am seeing on a new build. In Schumacher, this is not spec home. They build on your lot. That is it. They don't have developments in this area. Whatever lot you choose, that's what you're building on. You are picking out every little detail of the house. 499 is crazy right now for a brand new home. Or you can choose the you only move once loan, which there's no down payment. There's no payments during construction. There's no closing fees, no moving twice. Plain and simple, cut and dry, which is crazy. Now, with the 4.99 for your fixed rate, you're going to have payments as low as $29.49 and 16 cents. That's on a $550,000 loan, and that's if you get that 4.99, just to give you an idea. This is just the mortgage. They are not factoring in your property taxes and your insurance to go with it. However, this day and age, a $550,000 loan for essentially $3,000 on a brand new home, that is what is crazy about this. So the 4.99 program, it's available on their one-time close conventional loan program, 30-year fixed only. And look at this. Also ask about VA loans with 0 down and FHA loans with 3.5% down. So it's not just conventional that they are doing. They have VA offer and FHA for you. By far, right now, Schumacher, in my opinion, has the best incentives going on. But I get it. It's a custom builder. It's more money. You may want a development, and that is not going to be the custom builders like Schumacher Homes. If you're building on a lot that you already own, the land equity could cover the down payment requirement. That's because as soon as you purchase land, even if you're taking out a loan on that land, instant equity, because you just increased the value. It may not be much, but it's instant equity. If you have it paid off, it's all used for the down payment and can cover all that stuff. You can finance the cost of the land and construction in one land and home package. That's always with any builder, which is awesome. This is primary residence only, so it's not like a second home. This has to be your actual home. Obviously, certain restrictions apply. They always got the fine print that's in there. And pre-construction meeting must occur within 30 days of initial contract and loan closing within 60 days of initial contract. It doesn't take that long to close the loan on new builds. It's basically them getting the blueprints, you picking out everything you want, finalizing the blueprints, getting them stamped. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You are done at that point. So, yeah, 60 days seems like it's not that long, but that's actually quite a long time for that. So the program options, you can choose how you apply their limited time incentives. You can do a locked-in rate buy down, you only move once loan, or apply your incentives to upgrades or options. Here's the best part, no cost refinancing. That is huge. This special offer is designed so Schumacher Home clients can take advantage if interest rates are lower after closing with no cost refinancing. Schumacher Mortgage will cover all costs, including any third-party fees. So that could be stuff with title that is going on. and the escrow, things of that sort. This offer is good for up to 5 years from the conversion of the construction loan to permanent financing. So that's typically that permanent financing is when they say, here you go, here's your keys, this is your house. And you can apply for the refinance 180 days after the certificate of occupancy is received. And they do the 5 years because Schumacher does build some pretty extravagant homes that may take longer than 8 months to build. Just throwing that out there. The disclaimers. Here we go. Conventional, single close, construction and permanent loan program. This program offers a single loan closing for financing both the construction and permanent phases of your new home. Loan term and repayment. It features a 12-month construction phase followed by a 30-year conventional permanent financing phase. Construction phase that features a fixed interest rate of 7.99 and requires monthly interest-only payments during this period. That is a typical construction loan is what that is. They're going to make withdrawals every single time a new phase comes out for the house, and it's going to increase that interest payment. The initial payment is $1,831.04 based on assumed initial disbursement of $275,000, one half of the total loan amount. So that's what they take out right away. And this is what I was talking about of how there's no hidden stuff. They give you everything that you want. You just got to go read it or what I'm telling you right now, we're reading it as we go through it. The amount of monthly interest-only payments will increase as additional construction funds are dispersed up to the full loan amount. That's what I was talking about. Maximum monthly interest-only payments based on a $550,000 loan would be approximately $36.62. Permanent phase. Upon completion of construction, the loan converts to the permanent conventional financing with fixed interest rates of 4.99 and requires 360 monthly principal and interest of $29.49. Now, right here, the stated monthly amount of that $29.49 does not include amounts for property taxes and homeowner insurance, as I was saying earlier. Your actual total monthly housing payment will be higher. And with brand new loans, it typically takes until year 3 to get the full tax amount attached to your property. So year 1, it's going to be a little bit higher because it's based on the land itself. Year 2 is going to be a little bit higher. Usually by year 3, it is the full amount that you're going to be paying. And of course, it goes up every single year because there's only been 2 years in the past 70 where value on homes have actually dropped for the year. We're negative. Now, the annual percentage rate is 5.381 for this loan, which reflects the total cost of credit over both the construction and permanent phases, including interest and finance charges. Down payment. A minimum 40% down payment is required for this conventional loan program. That may seem like a lot. Most of you in this situation, I'm just speculating, but most of you are probably going to be selling a house to build a house like this. And as long as you did it prior to, 4 or 5 years ago, you have a ton of equity sitting in your home. So you may be sitting on a gold mine to cover the 40% down, if not more. But everybody's situation is different. Assumptions and fees. The rates and payments quoted are based on the following assumptions. Conventional purchase loan of $550,000, 40% down, and a minimum FICO score of 680. 680. That's it. That is it. That is very average, common ground for the majority of people with a credit score is 680. Primary residence, 60-day rate lock. That's the other huge thing. The disclosed APR of 5.381 is based on interest rates for both phases and including $13,630 in estimated closing cost finance paid from your loan amount. Now, I will tell you, whenever they give you an estimated closing cost, they always aim high. Nobody ever wants to come back and say, sorry, it's going to be an extra $3,000 from what I told you. They want to puff their chest and be like, oh, I got you a great deal. And they typically come in under of what the closing cost estimate is that they give you. Just be aware, you could pay that amount. These finance costs include $96.25 in discount points. It's 1.75% of the loan amount. $17.95 for construction administration fee. $19.95 processing fee. $215 credit report fee. Applicants that are financing land for more than $100,000 require special approval, and promotion may vary. This is what I was talking about. Full transparency with Schumacher Homes. I love it. You only move once. Short-term bridge loan is intended for use during the construction phase until permanent financing is secured. Minimum FICO score, 680. Again, fantastic. 12-month loan term. Requires 11 monthly interest-only payments of $36.62, followed by a final balloon payment of $553, $662, and 8 cents in month 12. Again, this is based on $550,000 loan amount with $11,490 estimated closing cost, which again, it's including the $175 for your discounted points, $799 interest rate, and 20% required down payment of $137,500 on that $550 is what is needed for you only move once. And they tell you to note equity from cross collateralized property may be used in lieu of down payment. That's saying that your land may be used for down payment. The builder, Schumacher Homes, is responsible for covering the interest-only payments until completion of construction as evident by the issuance of the certificate of occupancy by the county or other manner defined by the builder. Thereafter, the borrower will assume responsibility for any remaining payments on the bridge loan until permanent financing is obtained. Customer with a land loan balance or home equity line of credit will be required to set up interest payments. Additional requirements, and they're going to go into all loan programs. Monthly payments shown do not include property taxes, hazard insurance, mortgage insurance, whatever the case may be, and are subject to change without notice. Borrowers must complete the pre-construction meeting within 30 days of the initial sales contract, and the loan must close within 60 days of the initial contract. This is not a commitment to lend to offer to extend credit. All loan programs are subject to buyer qualification, credit approval, underwriter guidelines, the typical stuff of what you are seeing that is on there. Now, and I want to point out the rates shown, they're effective as of April 29th. These will change by the end of the month. They say without notice because stuff can flip upside down really quick with the housing market, but it's typically a full month, and then they reevaluate and they either bring the same incentive or bring something completely different. Now, Wayne Homes, they still have rates as low as 5.25%, new permanent rate buy down available. Basically, what they are doing, they're putting it towards your points. Is what the rate buy down is to get you to 5.25%. And it's the life of the loan, as they state here. It's not variable. So if you can get down to the 5.25%, you're golden until the normal interest rates drop below that, and you can refinance if you so desire. What's nice is that they break it down for you. You will get a 6.875 interest rate if you don't put anything down for a buy down. This is on a $450,000 loan. Mind you, appraised value $562,500, and that's 20% down. Credit score 740. So again, it is a lower credit score than Pulte with the 780 or Drees with the 760. So the custom builds have lower credit scores possible. You're looking at just about $3,000 if you don't buy any points. If you get 2 discount points, it's going to drop you a full percentage. It's going to cost you $9,000. You're going to end up saving $294, basically $295 per month. If you want to do 2.25, it's going to drop you down to 5.75. That'll cost you an additional, $1,200 basically. It's going to save you $330 every single month. And then if you do the full buy down to get 5.25, that'll cost you $19,125, and it's going to save you $471 every single month. With this, I know you see $19,000 and you're like, oh my God, That's a lot of money. I totally get it. But in the grand scheme of things, most people who are building a home, life can flip upside down really quick. Most of you that are going to build a home, you're probably going to be in it longer than 10 years. The average person moves every 10 years currently right now is the US, average. If you're going to stay longer, shorter, this is stuff where you're going to want the lender to do the math for you and see if this $19,000 and this $472 basically every single month is worth the weight in gold. I could tell you, if you're going to stay in the house for 10 years, it's worth it to pay the money up front and then save this every single month, because that $472 is going to add up really quick to this $19,000. So as long as you're not moving in a couple years, do it. Now, how it works is, again, you're paying the amount up front, otherwise known as mortgage points, to reduce it as much as 2%. The rate never increases because it is permanent. The buy down cost is paid at closing. The lender adds the cost of the mortgage rate buy down to your closing costs. Exclusions apply. You like how they make that in like super fine print? It's one thing that I hate about a lot of stuff. Stop making it in such fine print and just do it. So that is Wayne Homes incentives. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about all of this? Personally, like I said, and the numbers don't lie, Schumacher currently holds the #1 spot for the absolute best possible incentives you can get. However, Schumacher and Wayne Homes, it's built on your lot. They're custom builders. You're not getting a development. If you want a development, would you go Drees? Would you go Pulte? Let me know. I'm curious to hear from you. If you got any value from the video, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. And if you are looking to build a house or buy an existing, or you just simply need to sell a house or need, just information, I got people just like you reaching out to me every single week. I'd love to help you out as well. Contact me directly here or go in the description below. Use one of the methods I have listed there. And if you're new to my channel or you haven't done it already, be sure to click subscribe and turn notifications on so you can stay up to date on my future videos I got coming your way.